Welcome in, everybody, whether you're on the East Coast, West Coast, or around the world. This is Coast to Coast. Happy Wednesday, gentlemen.
It is a happy Wednesday. We won. We won. The skid is over. We won.
You
how
won.
Long is the skid?
5 games. Long enough to be depressed. And then
Okay.
yeah, 5 games. We finally beat the damn Nationals. And we did it with a pitcher I've never even heard of. So another great, beautiful day in the world of the Astros.
That's why the world was falling apart yesterday.
It could have been, Pags. It very well could have been. You know, it's interesting to me, though, because I keep seeing it now. I know this is Facebook, so I don't take it with a grain of salt. I do take it with a grain of salt, right? But I keep seeing the Astros are interested in Dylan Cease now. I see they're interested in O'Hearn. I see they're interested in Suarez. But yet I haven't seen a damn thing come to fruition.
Suarez, like Ranger Suarez?
No, Eugenio, or however you say that name, the third baseman from the Diamondbacks. Yeah, no, not your Suarez.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. The one that got hurt. Suarez. Yeah. He got.
The one that, he got hit in the hand.
Yeah.
Which turned out to be no structural. Thank God for him. No structural damage. Probably just a lot of bruising, I would imagine. But they did X-rays and they confirmed that he's good. Which I don't know why they never did damn X-rays on Alvarez. I mean, I don't know why they're not doing X-rays more on this guy. But anyway, I guess we don't have a good medical staff as I thought.
I see right here. The first thing that I see is Astros interested in Korea reunion.
Yeah, I've heard that too. I've also heard that. I wasn't putting too much stock into that, but I have heard that. I thought that's the one I thought was like somebody just throwing some stuff out there, but whatever. We don't need to bring back Correa. He's too injury prone as well. I mean, that's like bringing one injury for another injury.
See, and that's what I want to see you do.
I know, bro. This misery loves company.
If you could just get some more IR players, that'd be awesome. At least all your complaining would make sense.
I'm telling you. You know what? I know I do sound like a complainer. God, I hate it. But no, but the good news is, and I'm glad that I am listening to Pags. It looks like possibly by mid-August we should have the majority of everybody back that we need to compete with. But that's with no setbacks. You know how the injuries go, Bo. You always get setbacks every now and then. So that's if we have no setbacks, we should have everybody back mid to late August, I would imagine.
I mean, even if there's setbacks, right? It's not like every player is going to have setbacks. So of the guys that are hurt, you might have one guy that has a setback. So it's not like it's that big of a deal.
I mean, let's be honest. That's the reason why Garcia, though, isn't even on our roster right now. In all accounts, had he not had his setbacks with the inflammation, he would already be pitching for us. He would have been pitching for us at the beginning of the season. But this guy has had so many setbacks over this year that he is now actually in AAA pitching for them. But you know,
you got to get back in shape before you come and just throw meatballs to pros.
No, I'm saying like he was having setbacks even while he was trying to do those minor leagues comebacks. He was having setbacks medically. Well,
and that's exactly why you go through the minors to see if you're ready to come back. And when you have those setbacks, it's not like you're barbecuing your team.
That's true. You're right. No, you're right. You're right.
Like there is a method to the madness there.
I think that's what they did with Alvarez. I think they tried to bring Alvarez back at one point when he was like 60%, and he wound up going back on the injury list again. So then they lost him again. So you're right. You have to make sure they're really truly ready. Otherwise, you're just going to lose them for even longer.
Well, and the thing that's funny is people are like, "Oh, we want him back," and I mean, think about it in the terms of just low level when you're sick. Right? Don't even call it an injury. Just say when you have a cold, right? And you start to feel better, but you're not 100%. And then you go and do stuff. What happens to you the next day?
You feel like crap.
It wipes you out, right?
Yeah,
it's different with an injury, right? Like if you come back too soon, you can re-injure yourself. So it's smart for them to try them out in AAA, see if they can get back. If they can't, then cool. You didn't disrupt the roster, right? Because you've already had to make concessions to get different guys in there. So
That's what it seems like. It seems like when they come back too soon, if they start running into issues during the game or whatever, they start compensating for that injury, and then that could lead to other injuries too.
Well, besides, you also got to keep in mind you've brought someone in to take over for the guy that's hurt, and if you designate their replacement for assignment because you only have so many roster spots, and then your guy immediately gets hurt, you may not still have that guy.
Yeah, you're right. Yeah, because somebody else might have came in and swooped him up.
That's exactly it. So, I mean, you want to make sure before you bring him back.
Yeah, the good news, like Pax said yesterday, I guess we're going to have these injuries. Now is the time, right? Middle of summer, we still got plenty of time. So maybe it's a blessing. Maybe it's a blessing in disguise. That's what I'm hoping for, anyway. Yeah.
We had one of the unique things that ever happened in sports happened yesterday.
Really?
Anthony Dominguez was traded in between.
Oh, yes.
In between a doubleheader.
Oh, wow.
Which is always kind of fun. Like it's the only time in any sport that a player can play on one team and then play on another team in an official game capacity.
Yeah, same day.
Correct.
Yeah, we were just talking about that. I remember when the Astros, but the Astros aren't the same as yours because you did it in between games, and the Astros, I think it was with Boston when we made that trade with Boston, and we did it literally like right before play ball was called, and they literally crossed in front of each other's dugouts and passed it in the night and exchanged jerseys and kept rocking.
Yeah, I mean, there's also the times that you see trades happen, and they're standing on second base or something. They're like, trade came through. Pinch runner.
Hey, come on, track it real quick.
Yeah, like that kind of stuff happens. But for this one was definitely unique, right? Because he finishes the first game, they get traded. He has to walk by his old teammates in a new jersey. I find that hilarious.
That is hilarious. It's like, hey, we're friends. No, you're the enemy now. Leave me alone. Go. That's awesome.
Didn't you help us like 2 minutes ago? Yeah.
Now, that would be awesome if you got an RBI for each team and you showed up at both box scores.
He was a pitcher.
Yeah, Sir Anthony Dominguez actually was pitched in the first game and then pitched in the second game.
Yeah.
Struck out his old teammates.
That's insane.
It's pretty great.
It's insane. But cool at the same time, though. I mean, it's kind of cool.
What was it that happened? I mean, it wasn't like, I mean, the most ridiculous one was a guy got a hit, was taken off base because he had gotten traded. Yep. They took a private plane across the country, kind of, played in another game that night and got a hit for his new team. Literally wound up getting hits in 2 box scores for 2 different teams on the same day.
That's insane.
But that weren't playing each other.
Yeah.
No, they were just 2 different games. Yeah, I got you.
Yeah, 2 different cities and stuff like that. So.
This one was crazy because it was literally them playing each other.
Right. Like it says, it's the only time that this can actually occur. So it's kind of interesting. I was like, oh, look at that. They trade the Dominguez to the Blue Jays, and next thing you know, he strikes him out.
Yeah, I mean, you can't even do anything like that in football. Like if you were to be traded, I don't even think you're eligible to play immediately.
So there was a guy who played 18 games.
Yeah, no, I know that because he got traded in the bye week. But
right. Or traded, in the one bye week, and then, well, actually, no, he got traded before the bye week.
Well, that's what I mean. He was,
or after the bye weeks of both teams. So he played, and then
he got traded like in his team's bye week or before their bye week, but the other team had already had it. So yeah, he played every single game. But no, like I don't think you could get traded. Say you got traded on a Thursday.
On Friday after playing a Thursday game. Can you play on that Sunday? I don't
I don't
know
think you
that
can.
that's a thing or not.
I got you. I didn't think you can. Maybe it's just we've never seen it because game plans matter.
Right.
But
It would
yeah, I
have to
didn't.
be a defensive player. It would have to be like a cornerback or safety type of situation, I would
Yeah.
think. Um, I don't think we're that far away from seeing something like that occur. Especially like as we move forward. Like I don't think, like I said, it's not happened up to this point, but because trades are a lot more prevalent now in football
Yeah.
at the trade deadline, I wouldn't be surprised to see a team that plays on Thursday trades a guy and then he plays on another team on that Sunday.
Yeah. Well, especially as we get, closer to that 18 to 20 game regular season and that, trade
The
deadline
question
being
becomes
pushed.
the,
Right.
the question becomes, does he get 2 game day paychecks?
Oh, with 2 different
I mean,
tax
you
rates.
should. You play 2 games, you should get 2 checks, right?
I would agree. And that's really what it's going to come down to. Those are the types of things because everything is really based off of a 17-game check or 17-game season. I don't know what happened with the guy if he got paid on that 18th game or how that worked.
I mean, I would imagine you'd have to, right? Because the game checks are for the game, right?
I think so.
If you're in it, you're in it. Be like a bonus check.
And how does that work against the salary cap? You know what I mean? That becomes a big deal, I guess, if the check's big enough.
Yeah, well, I mean, there is that. I wonder if there's some sort of exception. And even if there wasn't then, I bet there is now.
Yeah.
that 1 game check exception if you happen to bring somebody in or whatever. Like,
Yeah, I don't know about any of that. I think that they're very particular about all that stuff. So we'll see.
they definitely
That's
are.
interesting.
They definitely are. But it seems like there would be something there. Although they, in theory, you got rid of a guy too, so that clears some space. Like, I don't know. Would be interesting.
Hey, Chris, is trade deadline, is it officially over at midnight tonight or midnight tomorrow night?
Tomorrow.
It is tomorrow night. Okay.
Yeah.
And it's not midnight. I thought it was 4 p.m. tomorrow.
Yeah, it's during the day, but it's on the 31st.
Oh, it's during the day? Okay. I wasn't sure how that worked, but okay. Okay. But thanks. So we really should see some movement at some point today, even into the morning, I would guess, if anybody is going to make that trade or pull it off.
It'll be today and tomorrow. Baseball does less of the overnight football action, where it's like, we did this weird sketchiness at midnight. Raiders, we're looking at you. Get a deal done. We know you like those middle of the night trades.
Yes.
I don't even know what you need. I just think you should do it because it's funny every time you do it.
Brad, I have no idea who even that is. So I have no thoughts. I don't know enough about every other baseball team in baseball.
Yeah.
I know enough about the Phillies. And I am all ready to trade the farm. I don't care who's in the farm. If you're down at the farm, that's fine. Trade you. You're a trade bait. Nobody should be untouchable. And this is where our general manager has not been very good.
Fair enough. Speaking of general managers that aren't very good, Jerry Jones just can't help himself.
Side is as serious about this negotiation right now as you guys are?
Oh, yes. Obviously, Mike, first of all, does want to get paid. He's getting paid. He gets about 20-something million right now. And that's pretty easy, 20 million sitting there watching practice out there at the same time we're going on. But seriously, I don't have a lot to say about it. We'll see where this goes, but this is commonplace. It's commonplace around the NFL. It's commonplace here.
He's standing there watching practice. I love that he just can't help himself but throw digs at his players.
Yeah, because I'm thinking to myself, Jerry, that's not going to persuade him to want to sign, Bubba.
Right?
If you're trying to send him out the door, that's a good way to do it. Jerry, I love it. Again, this goes back to competency. When does Stephen Jones step in and say, you know what, maybe my dad is just not competent to run this franchise?
Stephen Jones said some dumb stuff the other day. It wasn't any better.
We'll deal with Stephen when we get to Stephen, right? Let's work through one at a time, okay?
He's like, does he deserve to be paid or something like that? Like it was like Stephen A. Smith went off on him.
Oh yeah, like
Yeah.
I don't think you want what you're asking for there, Jay.
Yeah. I mean, it's all an ass pain, no matter which Jones you get. I'm just trying to work my way through the Joneses to hopefully maybe the last Jones will sell the team and maybe we can go that direction.
Why don't you put together your $8 billion and
Yeah,
and
go
buy
buy
it?
that team. Let's go.
Sure. I already know 3 friends right now in Bo and Philly. Come on. And of course, it'll be Philly. You'll be the undisclosed investor because we don't want you out there. But
there's a zero chance in hell I want to be part of the ownership group of the Cowboys. You
again,
realize
these
that,
are just smoke screens, everybody. These are the investors to be named later.
These
Smoke
are the
screen
ones
and
that
mirrors.
fall apart because we didn't bring any money to it.
Oh man, yeah.
Hey,
Yeah,
if
I mean,
they
you
can
know.
use Monopoly money, I'm game.
That's the thing, though. Honestly, if somebody did want to invest in a franchise, the Cowboys would be a good investable franchise because they already have a good fan base. You already have money. You just have to put a GM and get it back up. But it's still a good franchise to invest in. I mean, if you want to buy a franchise.
If you're going from a money-making standpoint, sure. Yeah, of course.
Well, I mean, it's all money-making, right?
Share on that. I'd want a profit share for sure.
Yeah. You know, I mean, it's still a good franchise for somebody to buy. I mean, it's attractive, right? I mean, you know, you don't have to start at the bottom. You just got to fix what the last ownership did, right? Which is basically hire a GM, get a more qualified coach, and then let's go from there. I mean, you know, it's not like you're going to like the Jets, which is in really bad disarray.
You do realize that you have diminishing talent and a ridiculous cap hit. Like, you are starting over.
No, I understand that, but what I'm saying is, if you get a good GM to come in, the coach, there's still a good fan base and culture. You can rebuild. Yes, there may be some ass pains that you're gonna have to deal with from previous ownership, but you can work through it. You get a good, competent GM in there, you can still work through it.
You know what you could do? You could cut everybody on the team, take the cap hit, and buy the Binghamton Stallions and have them become the Dallas Cowboys, and then you'd be starting 100% fresh.
They would be trash, but you would be starting fresh.
Yeah, because that's what everybody wants is trash. No, a good, competent GM.
No, but think about that.
In there
I almost now again, I don't have $8 billion, so I ain't about to buy the Cowboys. That being said, if I was somebody about to buy the Cowboys,
okay,
I'd almost consider that as a possibility, because at that point you get rid of everybody. Everybody's gone now. I'm bringing in a whole franchise that played in a lesser league, but that doesn't matter. And we're going to be bringing it to the NFL. So now I've got everything in place. I could get rid of anybody I want to. I can keep anybody I want to. You know what I mean? Sure. And swap out some positions. But for at that point, anything that they did prior to me, all that cap hit, would be done in one season. And you can afford it because you just pay them what they're getting paid now.
I mean, I understand that approach, and it's not a bad approach. It's it would piss a lot of people off, but at the same time, I don't care about.
But
being
it would
pissed off,
solve your problem, and then
it would absolutely.
It instead of having to deal with the down slope, because you are fighting the down slope, you drop the floor. That's it, floor. It's like now it's an elevator that you just cut the cables. Bam! Right. Now you're on the ground, and now you start working your way back up because hey, listen, it's like you don't need to wait for that to happen. It just you created it to happen.
Right. Right.
Sounds ridiculous. I know it's not going to ever happen, but
Yeah.
when you have $8 billion, because I tell you, the Birmingham Stallions, as they're trying to figure out a place where they're going to play now, you could probably buy that team for like what, $7 million.
Oh, it'd be cheap. Yeah. Yeah.
So it would be, $8 billion and $7 million.
Yeah.
Yeah. That, I don't see that working out very well. Yeah.
Yeah.
Be fun to watch, though.
It would be something. It would be something. Oh man.
So, anyways, in the meantime, I love watching the Dallas Cowboys just go around the drain. They're going around the drain.
Yep.
Circling the wagons.
At this
to
point, I
go
think
down
they
the
are
drain.
at that event horizon. Like, you're going to be trash real soon. Right? Like this year, there's at least going to be like little elements of hope. After this year, I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't know. Jerry Jones looks pretty good there. He looked like he got that blood transfusion.
Right?
He's just a couple of days short of using that special soap that puts the color back in your hair. And next thing you know, he's going to be
That's
Jerry
right.
Jones of old.
Shout out Jesper Min, Touch of Gray.
Special edition Jerry Jones.
Yeah, that's right.
Jerry Jones color.
Can
I get 2 Jerry Joneses, please?
I'm waiting for him to do like the old person's hair and make it blue.
Yes.
When them old people they try to feel young again, so they dye their hair this weirdo color.
Yeah. Why is it always either blue or purple? What is the deal with that?
I don't know.
I don't know. Blue, purple. I've seen green, for crying out loud. I've seen like some kind of.
Well,
You got to be a little younger to wear
red
green,
or
though.
something.
Yeah,
I've
you
seen.
got to be a little younger. You got to be like late 40s, early 50s.
Yeah.
You can't be in the 60s and 70s.
No,
wear
those
the blue.
ones. Those ones, like, they're generally blue hair, and that'll be male and female, or they're purple, and that's women, and it's just like the purple hair group. Like there's a cluster of them. And you're like, I don't really understand. Like, at what point is it's just like, you know what? I feel like now I'm purple. Like I don't understand. It's a thing though. It is a real thing.
Hey, has anybody spoken to Dustin? Did he get eaten up by his wife or something?
Yeah. Well, he wishes. No. No. He said he was going to be late. Maybe. I don't know. So.
I said yesterday I was going to be late. I was so late I came in today.
Yeah, exactly. And that's probably where Dustin will be. He did say he was going to be missing Monday and Friday. So, which, when Frankie tunes in, he'll be happy about it.
Oh, I'm sure he will be. He will be ecstatic. Man, Joe and Brian going at it a little bit in the chat.
Yeah, I know. I'm just chuckling at the nonsense that's over there. The other thing
don't have any. Listen, Joe, you have no room to talk because you don't live in America.
So there is, camps have been going for about a week now, right? And they're talking about, players that have been good and bad and whatever. And for the most part, I don't care about looking bad the first week of camp. Caleb Williams, on the other hand, has looked bad enough that there might be some concern from Browns fans. Obviously, they started off with Ben Johnson kicking the entire first team off the field because they couldn't get lined up and let the second team take the reps. Now they have Caleb scrambling because the passes have been a little bit inaccurate, and you watch him scramble and he's doing the carry the football like a loaf of bread thing as he scrambles. I mean, if you're gonna do those things, you got to at least have some ball security. You can't also be bad, right? Like if you're gonna run, you got to protect the ball, because although that may work right now, there is some truth to practice how you play. And if you do that,
pretty much,
you are likely to not keep that football.
You might be able to get away with that a little bit in college. You ain't getting away with that in the pros.
Yeah, well, I mean, you saw Michael Vick do it, but Caleb Williams is not Michael Vick.
Yeah.
Like he doesn't have that elusiveness, certainly doesn't have that speed.
Sounds like Caleb Williams, though, from everything I've seen, is having a little rough time out there in Chicago with Ben Johnson.
Yeah.
He's already been,
this is where it's different, though, because, they're saying that, Jordan Love is struggling a little bit. And obviously you heard about Aaron Rodgers, his first throw was a pick. But those are very different than
at least it was
get
caught.
Lined up. What's that?
At least it was caught.
It was a completion. Hey, look at that. But yeah, no, it's funny because you can look at two stories and have a very different feel to it. When you're hearing about Jordan Love struggling early, most offenses struggle early in camp, right? There's a lot of new terminology. There's things, right? You're getting your timing down. Defenses are generally ahead of the curve early in camp, right? So having some early picks, stuff like that, I don't really worry about that too much week 1 of training camp. When you start looking at things like what Caleb Williams is starting to do, it's like, okay, you're going to have some stuff that you need to grow quickly through.
Hey. Not today. There he is.
Yay, soccer practice this morning. Lovely.
Right on.
Yeah, at least it ain't 100 degrees here.
That is 71 and raining right now here.
I would love it if it was 71 and raining.
I would love it. 71. Hell with the rain. Just give me 71, damn it.
We have our two-a-days.
The nipples are on fire over here. It's so hot. It's ridiculous.
We have our two-a-days right now. So the morning session is just conditioning and running, and then the afternoon session is like weight training and other stuff.
Yeah. Now it's 68 and sunny here. Be a high of about 80. Not too bad. And so this is actually
good day to go surfing.
I mean, there might be some pretty decent waves out there. They might be a little aggressive, but
a little aggressive.
Yeah, the undertow might be a little lively. So the Browns was definitely the next thing we were going to chat about here, because Pickett gets hurt, right? In theory, Shedeur might get a shot. Who knows? Now it's funny that we're talking this much about a fourth stringer, but is what it is. What's interesting about it, or funny about it in a way, is when you heard them announce it on draft night, the coach didn't sound enthusiastic about it.
No.
You listened to, and we all just, the way he responded to it made you think that it was an ownership decision, right? So I have the clip from the owner and then the reminder of what the coach said. I don't know why they drafted this kid at this point.
Pick 146. We thought he was good value at 146. We have good process, okay? And if you'd have told me, let's see, we picked him on Saturday, right? Friday night driving home, y'all are going to pick Shedeur. I would say that's not happening. But we had a conversation early that morning, and then we had a conversation later that day. I think we had the right people involved in the conversation. At the end of the day, that's Andrew Berry's call. Andrew made the call to pick Shedeur.
Felt like he was a good, solid prospect at the most important position. We felt like it got to a point where he was probably mispriced, relative to the draft. Really the acquisition cost was pretty light, and it's a guy that we think, can outproduce his draft slot. So I wouldn't say it's any more than that. Mary Kay, I think, obviously Shedeur has kind of grown up in the spotlight, but, our expectation is for him to come in here and work and compete. Nothing's been promised. Nothing will be given. So I may, hesitate characterize it as a blockbuster. That's not necessarily how we thought of the transaction, but we are excited to work with him. Felt like.
Yeah, you sound super stoked to work with the kid.
Well, you're not excited about the transaction, but you are excited to work with him. That's okay.
It's just it's a weird.
It's weird.
It's a weird way to put it out there.
It is.
Right? Like that's just a strange stance. I mean, because the first one was literally right after they drafted him, right? That was draft night. You know, so maybe you did feel some type of way, right? But then the owner comes out. This was literally the day before yesterday, and he's just like, "Yeah, I mean, at that point, you drafted the guy. You already have a full stable of quarterbacks anyway. You know that one of these guys isn't making the team, and you're not really giving him opportunities to throw. In fact, he had a clip yesterday where he went up to Myles Garrett to ask if he would do some warm up with him, and Garrett was like, "Yeah, you want me to like play tight end? I know you don't want me to pass rush." You know? So I just find it interesting that even with Pickett's injury, he's not getting many reps. So if that's the case, you might as well move off the guy.
Yeah.
Well, you know, I feel like that Cleveland is such a quarterback factory that they do numerous wonderful things to quarterbacks' egos, and they're just like they just hone all of their skills so well there.
There's a reason why there's so many Hall of Fame quarterbacks coming out of Cleveland, because they sure know what they're doing, how to develop quarterbacks over there.
Right?
I feel like listening to that press conference, it's almost like you got to think Shedeur feels like little orphan Annie. Like, you know, she's at the orphanage. Nobody really wants her there, but she's there.
Hey, listen, he's not an orphan at all, because his father is cancer free right now.
Yep.
Praise the Lord. God is good.
God is good. He is very good.
I'm not making a joke about that. That was not like,
No. Yeah,
that was actually not a joke. That was like, I'm like, hey, you know, I'm happy that he's like I said, the world is a lot more colorful with him in it.
Mm-hmm.
Well, and that presser,
for sure it is.
That presser definitely went differently than everybody thought it would. And of course, nobody knew that he had bladder cancer, right? So I mean, like that was a totally different thing. Most people were speculating that it's like, oh, the blood clots are back. He's going to have to retire, whatever, right? But yeah, so for it to be bladder cancer, and you know,
I mean, even his sons didn't know. Yeah, I mean, even his sons didn't know. Like, nobody. He was hiding it from everything.
Yeah.
But you know, some of the stuff that the medical team was able to do is pretty impressive. Using part of his small intestine to create a new bladder and stuff. I mean, all of that is fascinating. And Jamie, cool. Is Pat McAfee on at the same time we are? Like, I have no idea.
Yeah, he's on from 12 to 3.
Oh, okay. Well, there you go. You can tell how much I watch Pat McAfee. I watch clips, right? Like I don't have 3 hours to kill.
Yeah, man, you're not lying. No, I just meant that the situation that they've created around Shedeur is not like he's getting a lot of love there, right? He's getting, okay, you're here. We're going to see what you can do. But, you know, they're really giving him a lot of love. So I don't know. It's interesting to see how that works out.
Well, I mean, at some point, they're going to have to make a decision, right? Like, you're not carrying 4 into the season. Obviously, I'm not counting Deshaun because he's not going to be there anyway. But I mean, you've basically conceded the fact that Flacco is going to be on the roster, right? Because they want a veteran to help lead the land of misfit toys.
I don't believe that.
You think they're going to have Pickett and 2 rookies?
I think that they are going to have Pickett and 2 rookies. I don't think that they are going to have Flacco on this roster. I think that somebody's going to offer them like a 6th round pick for Flacco.
I think Flacco will start in
We got to screenshot that.
I think Flacco enters the preseason obviously as a starter, because Pickett probably will miss the first half of the preseason depending on how bad the hamstring injury is. Sure. I think obviously Gabriel and Sanders will get most of the preseason reps.
Yep.
Flacco will get probably most of the reps in that final preseason game because it's what you consider the dress rehearsal. But I'm kind of with Pegs. I think Flacco will get traded some point between that last preseason game and the first regular season game.
Yeah,
I just think they're going to carry. I think they're going to carry Dion. I think they carry Dion specifically for the fact that he's a 5th round selection. They can make him a backup quarterback, not have to pay him as much because he's on the contract, at least until his rookie contract. And if he balls out, then great, they make him an extension. If not, then they just trade him and move on. But I think he's a cheap. I think he's a cheap option
right?
as a backup quarterback.
I've told you the conspiracy theory, right?
Oh, I'm listening. What's the conspiracy theory? Conspiracy theory.
That the Browns stink very, very badly this year, and they wind up with the first pick in the draft.
Mhm.
They hire Nick Saban, and Nick Saban, with the first pick in the draft, drafts Arch Manning.
Again, this segment brought to you by Reynolds Wrap.
I can see the same situation with the New Orleans Saints though, too. With the New Orleans Saints not having Derek Carr this year, going into the season with Spencer Rattler and that quarterback they took in the 2nd round out of Louisville. Like I can see the Saints in a similar situation where they're terrible this year and then they get the number 1 pick next year and take Arch next year.
Well,
Yeah,
that's
Saints
the
are
other thing. It's going to be between those two on who's going to go 0-17 first. And
I mean, you don't think there's a chance that Arch stays in school for 2 years?
I think here's what I believe. I believe that Arch Manning will stay in school this year if the Saints wind up with the first pick in the draft.
Okay.
That's
So
interesting.
anything but the Saints. Got it.
I think that he'll actually go to the Browns because of Nick Saban.
Really? On purpose.
Because of Nick Saban.
Okay. All right. Yeah, if Saban goes, maybe, I guess.
I mean, and think about that. I mean, not that. I mean, now imagine going to the Saints where his grandfather played or his great uncle played or whatever it is that it is. But I mean, that's a storybook where I mean, I don't remember Manning doing much of anything down there with the Saints. He was not a very good quarterback from what I remember. And that's when they started to put bags over their heads. So, I mean, I don't know. Like that would be funny to bring out the bags.
I mean, as bad as they're going to be this year, they might anyway.
Hey, listen, Saints fans, plastic bags are not paper bags. Don't cut holes in the plastic bags and think that you're going to be able to breathe.
I don't know if his skin is supposed to turn purple like that. Maybe somebody should take the bag off of him.
It's,
Yeah. They
Just
might just
let
think
that-
he was an old guy.
He's just sleeping. He's bored this game.
It's that long nap.
He's been sleeping there for 3 weeks, though. Yeah, he's just.
Hey, what are you doing in a plastic bag? You put a disclaimer that says, warning, product can cause color differentials in your skin if applied to head.
That's going to be the first giveaway of the season. Bags as the fans walk in.
With the schedule on the back.
Yep, schedule on the back. Schedule on the back, the logo on the front.
Cut eyes here.
Hey, but I'll tell you one thing. I do appreciate Saints fans because I remember when I walked in New Orleans that time, on all the little fences, they had little nooses with little dolls, and the dolls had the jersey of whatever team they were playing. So they were hanging the player with the jersey of whatever team they were. Oh my God, it was crazy.
So
Yeah, it's that voodoo stuff. Yeah. Oh man, it was
Magic.
crazy.
yeah,
Only in New Orleans. I've never seen anything like that until I went to New Orleans, and then every one of them had that little voodoo doll out there in their fence posts with the jerseys. I mean, it was actually pretty cool.
I like when people are trying to troll. It's like, I mean, if you're gonna do it, at least make something funny. And besides, one of the people on here likes the Cowboys,
And
so
he's not in the closet about it either.
at least about that. There it is. What
The guy who
what-
kind of looks like Caleb Williams.
I just like that you pop the hand up with the painted fingernails right after I say that. That didn't help your case at all.
No, that was me using my filter. See, I have to go. See, you have to put one finger on the mouth. That way, you don't open the mouth up and you let the brain process.
Is that a buffering wheel?
It could be. I don't know yet. My internet is kind of slow out here, so it is what it is. It's coming in hot with the heat today. Don't let Mike talk about you like that, Brad Christ. I see you in the comments. Don't let him call you a Cowboy fan.
One thing I did want to mention about the NFL, though, is I give Ben Johnson a ton of credit for the way he's going about his first training camp in Chicago.
Sure.
Because he's basically throwing everything out there. Yesterday, you had Luther Burden, who's a rookie. Still learning the NFL speed, still learning the NFL game. Luther Burden lined up wrong on a couple plays on offense. He actually got dragged off the field by Ben Johnson. Like, Ben Johnson grabbed him by the jersey, dragged him off the field, and then they got into about a 10-minute fighting match on the sidelines. Like, Ben Johnson is literally
yelling at each other, or are they swinging? Because
like,
I didn't see that.
yelling at each other for like 10 minutes, like off to the side. Like, Ben Johnson is bringing back like the old school era of coaching.
It makes me think of Gruden. Like, anytime somebody was doing something wrong with Gruden, watching him lose his mind was amazing.
Yeah, that little Chucky facial expression that he does. Oh, I love it.
I mean, he's going to be back coaching at some point, and I'm here for it because watching him explode on the sidelines was always just priceless.
Well, he said he wants to coach again, so.
Yeah, he said he'd do it at any level, in fact.
In fact, we just can't email anybody.
No, yeah, email is definitely not a go-to.
Yeah, that's why you have assistants.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Hey, that's like the Rockets at Emu Udaka. He's not allowed to go into corporate offices. We just keep him down there with the team. I'm not doing the corporate offices. No corporate offices.
Yeah, you need the corporate translator, right? So he just says that they type it out for him in a way that isn't offensive.
Just don't go in the door. Don't do it, Ime. We got a good thing going in Houston. Don't do it.
Email Doka.
You dumb son of a bitch. Hello, sir.
Yep. That is exactly what it is.
Oh my God, that almost lost my shit. That was funny. That was good shit. See, Brad and Joe, that's how you banter and have fun with it. Damn.
Yeah, it doesn't have to be offensive. You don't got to go at each other. So there is, as bad as the Dolphins' defense was destined to be,
it's getting
they
better.
lose one of their corners, season-ending knee injury, Kader Koho. So in a team that you already didn't know anybody, you're going to know less people.
Yeah, no shit.
So, yeah, I don't know. It makes me think that as bad as this team is laid out, there's a real good chance that McDaniel is on the hot seat by the end of this season.
Well, I don't know. Doesn't their owner want to lose?
Stephen Gilmore might be coming through the door shortly in Miami, though, because he's still on the street and they need cornerback help right now.
I mean, they definitely do now.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, we'll see. We'll see.
I don't know.
I mean,
that's how much I got to say about Miami.
Was it Minka Fitzpatrick?
What?
Yeah. I saw something about Minka Fitzpatrick and the Dolphins in the news recently. I forget what it was. Was it a contract issue or a medical? I cannot remember, but it seems like I saw something about him and the Dolphins. Minka. I didn't even know Minka Fitzpatrick was with the Dolphins. I thought he was still with the damn Steelers.
No, that was part of the trade.
That was part of the trade. They got Jalen Ramsey.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, that went through 3 weeks ago, 4 weeks ago, something like that. So,
did I hear that the starting offensive tackle for the Cowboys is out for the season?
I think it's their backup. It's Jones. No, Guyton. I think Guyton sustained an injury. I don't know if he's out for the season, but I know he does have an injury. Yeah, that was
I
Tyler
thought, I
Guyton.
thought I saw
Yeah,
something.
I don't like
about it.
Guyton anyway, so I'm hoping we find somebody better to take over that spot.
I
Well,
hear
you're gonna
Jason
have to find
Peters is
someone.
available.
Well, yeah, I mean, I'm sure the backup will get the. I guess it's going to get. I don't even know who their backup is. Jones, I think, or somebody like that. Rob Jones or something.
That sounds like it's going to go well.
Yeah,
Jerry Jones playing backup tackle in the
Yes.
NFL would be awesome.
Let's go.
no, I
I'm here
want
for
to say
that.
it's Robert Jones or Rob Jones, something like that.
That's right.
Is
Their
it
sponsor
backup?
wouldn't be Dude Wipes. It would be AARP.
Oh, jeez.
It could be Roy Jones Jr.
Roy Jones Jr.
You can definitely box somebody out.
Oh, that is terrible.
Yeah, it's Asian. It's a Sim Richards. That's the backup. A Sim, ASIM, a Sim Richards.
4 weeks. 4 weeks for Guyton.
Yeah, I think he'll make it back by the end of training camp, or at least after the first week of the season.
Well, yeah, that after the first week of the season, that first loss is going to be a big one.
Yeah, I don't know who. I'm not even sure who we even open up the season against. Honestly, I gotta go look at this game schedule.
Go ahead, look at the schedule.
It's probably gonna be. I bet it's gonna be you. I bet we play the Philadelphia Phillies. I mean the Philadelphia
Yes,
Eagles.
you play the Phillies. You might
I
even
know. Calm
You might
down.
lose to the Phillies too.
Probably won't win that game either.
See, Joe, you can give them.
Man.
You know, I hope one day you have to go for surgery and they give you vasectomy by accident.
Wow.
Well, man.
That went a weird way.
That did go a weird way. No, hey, that almost
Way to
happened to me
keep
during
it on the
Bahrain.
field. Way to keep it on the field.
Right? You know that thing we tell this chat all the time?
Hey, I did not attack anybody's personal mother. I just hope he gets a vasectomy. That's all.
Man.
Hey, you know what though? That really did happen. Speaking of Bahrain, when I was in Kuwait having my appendix taken out, the doctor comes up to me as I'm strapped down to the gurney, get ready to go into the knife. Mr. McMahon, I see you're here for a vasectomy. I said, no. It's an appendectomy. A little higher.
I mean, your offense might outscore their defense, but you remember their offense is also going to play in that game.
Joe, I hope you get to watch this game because I know it'll be very, very late at night when it comes on. That it'll be like 2 a.m. I hope you stay up to watch it because that next day I'm going to be.
Whatever you want.
Could you imagine a world? Could you imagine a world? And I'm not saying it's going to happen. I'd almost bet against it. But could you imagine if it did happen that the Cowboys came out and beat the Eagles in game 1? If that ever happened, I'd be everybody's worst nightmare. Jay on the loose. You never really going to pop up.
I mean, it can happen. Week 1 football is always.
You know what I'm saying? You don't know.
Yeah. Week 1 football is always the weirdest week because so many starters don't play.
Week 1 and week 18 for that matter. Like teams that have like playoff spots clinched and all of a sudden they lose, but then a couple other teams win and now the seedings are all different.
And I'll be honest with you, I'm not a big fan of having like the ceremonies and stuff like that. Any pregame ceremonies makes for something different. Like it's like I'm not a big fan of trying to use people that have nothing to do with anything to try to hype up the team. Yeah. This is a little different, but still pregame ceremonies that happen before a game, any game, usually doesn't bode well for the team playing, home team in that game.
Yeah,
like, I want to say
disrupts their
exactly. Routine. So I feel like that's a real thing. So that is really what I would chalk it up to now. Like that would be the thing that I say it just caught us again. You know what I mean? That they partied a little too much or they did whatever and they didn't do their job. Because that's really all it would take. As long as the Eagles do their job, they beat the Dallas Cowboys. End of story.
Well, and it's funny because, Dustin mentions week 18. It's like, okay, you might lose that game, but that's entirely different. Week 1 is a lot of times just bad football.
It is because
usually a lot of penalties. You have a lot of offensive linemen that just aren't on schedule. The timing's off for receivers. Because again, a lot of these teams don't play a lot of their starters. Like some of them do.
I get that.
Take a single snap in preseason anymore. And that is crazy to me.
Yeah. I mean, I agree with what you're saying because I know sometimes that you come off to a slow start in week 1, week 2. By week 2, you're kind of okay. Now I've got my first real game reps in. We're getting adjusted back, make a couple of adjustments left or right, and then week 2 you're ready to go. Right? I mean, I get the week 1 being.
They interviewed Jamar Chase, right? And they're like, "Yeah, are you guys going to play in preseason because they haven't been?" Right, over the last few years. And he's like, "Oh, how did we start 2 years ago?" And they're like, "Oh, 0-2. How did we start last year? 0-2. He's like, "Yeah, it sounds like we should probably play in the preseason." Now, whether or not
you really should. I mean, I know they want to. I guess I'm assuming they do it to avoid injury risks or whatever, or maybe to evaluate talent, what have you. But I really do believe that you should have at least 1 or 2 preseason games to get yourself ready for week 1.
Yeah, I mean,
I don't like coming out cold in week 1 when you haven't played any preseason games or whatever, and you're coming out cold.
Yeah, I liked the way that it used to work when you had the 4 games, right?
Oh yeah,
you had your main guys play, a series of the first game, and then it's evaluating talent. Game 2 was basically mostly talent. Game 3 they played, a quarter, and usually like the first series out of halftime, and then the fourth game was the dress rehearsal, right? Like they played maybe the first half and the first drive, and then it went back to the backups. But now, I mean, because you only have those 3, they've changed the way that you evaluate talent, so you don't have to be shedding players all throughout. You get to carry your whole 92 until the last game of the preseason. Right. Yeah. So they get to make all their cuts right at the end instead of having to progressively lose guys. So yeah, it changes the way that it operates. But what it does do is it gets your main starters to not really get any reps. So week 1, week 2, some of these teams, even week 3, it's really sloppy, ugly football.
And I'd be interested to know how much it's gone up in injuries week 1. The way they do it now, where they don't play during the preseason, they just start week 1 versus the way it used to be, where you get the 4, games and you progressively work into week 1 playing. Like, I wonder how much the injuries have gone up.
Yeah, but
they just change. They just change when they come in. Like you used to get banged up in preseason, you were ready to go for the regular season. So most people didn't even really hear about it. Now these guys aren't getting banged up in preseason because practice isn't full speed. They're not playing in preseason, which means now you're getting these guys banged up week 1, week 2, and they're losing time in real games that matter.
All right. Because I imagine timing is a big thing, right?
But that's the difference between the Eagles and a lot of the other teams. And I can't say for that because I think that the Eagles and they don't play anybody, but the first 4 games are preseason. They just count. Yep. You know what I mean? It's just the way it works. And truth of the matter is you can't win a championship in September. We learned that last year with the Eagles.
Mm-hmm. No, I mean, for sure. For sure.
But you can win it in January. And that's when you want your best football to be played. And I think that ultimately what the Eagles do now in August, instead of doing the routes and stuff like that, it's all cardio and stretching and all of that stuff that creates the injuries. That's why the Eagles don't have those injuries. Mm-hmm. That's why you haven't seen those problems. That's why out of all the teams that were in the playoffs, the Eagles had 21 of 22 starters.
Yeah, I mean, that's a whole different thing that I don't understand why they're not doing. I mean, I get that you're not allowed to hit the way you used to. I don't know why they're not doing the, the stretching and calisthenics type of stuff that they used to do, because they don't. And it's weird.
When you skip the step, you have the problem. You know what I mean?
Exactly.
That's the issue. And that's what they're doing. And the Eagles are not skipping that step. They are taking their preseason games. They've moved their preseason games to the regular season. But that's a thing. But beyond that, it's listen. All right, so we go 2-2 in the first 4 games.
Okay.
When you go 12-1 or 11-1 or 11-2 in the last 13 games, I'm okay with that. And then when you win every game after that, starting in January, when it comes to playoff, Super Bowl, when you win those 3 games and then the Super Bowl, I'm happy.
Yeah. Well, I mean, it's just the way that it's laid out. Most teams start out slow, right? Because, I mean, again, these starters mostly aren't playing in the preseason. So, I mean, you're going to have some uglier football. That being said, I mean, if you can do some smart things during the preseason so you're not having all of these injuries like that, that's huge.
Mm-hmm.
So your defense, Pags, y'all making that, especially the secondary side of your defense, y'all have really made some changes over there. How do you feel about your defense as compared to last year's defense?
I have no issues.
Okay.
I think that the way our defense is structured and set, it bases all off of young kids, and we're going to be just fine. It's going to take a minute.
Yeah.
But these guys are champions now, and it's like Davis is on a contract year. That's a big deal. You have the Vanilla Gorilla. That's going to be a nice welcome addition. You have a guy who was a Pro Bowl middle linebacker. You have Cooper DeJean, who was rated the 60th best player in the NFL by the NFL.
Mm-hmm.
I fully suspect that it's going to be a fun season. It's going to start off slow because it's preseason in the first 4 games.
Right.
And then after that, you're going to see the best team in the NFL come to fruition again. And it's going to bring us to the NFC Championship game, and we'll have to see what happens then. Barring injury.
Right.
Yeah.
I gotta be honest with you, I'm really looking forward to. I'm looking
As
forward
long
to
as
seeing you
Saquon
guys.
doesn't get the Madden curse, you're good to go.
I'm just looking forward to seeing you guys play the Commanders. Honestly, I want to see that go at Jaden Daniels, Jalen Hurts. I want to see that battle again. I think that's a lot of fun to watch. Honestly, if you're into football and you like competitiveness, I want to see that because both of your teams are doing well, and I want to see how Jaden responds to the sophomore curse and if he's able to not let that be a thing for him.
I would not be surprised to see that be a rematch of the NFC Championship game. I would not be surprised. I don't think Detroit is going – I think Detroit's going to have a little bit of an issue with losing their coordinators.
I think it'll take Detroit like 5 or 6 games to kind of figure things out.
Well, we'll get to see him tomorrow. Hall of Fame game. Should be.
No, I won't because I don't have Peacock.
So it looks like it will be available on NBC.
So there we go.
So
and on that note,
it is that time. So we will see y'all tomorrow. Take it easy, everybody.
Peace.